Hey, it's a guy I probably don't care about here. And I would like to address a few small issues I have with the Dragon's Teeth maps. Propaganda and Lumpini Garden in particular. I love these maps. I've gotten so many kills because of these maps. I've gotten so many masteries because of these maps. They're just really good maps for getting lots of kills. I mean, Conquest Large on Propaganda or something like that, you can get so many more kills than in TDM, at least the way I see it. But as you may expect, this experience gives me a good idea of what these maps are and what their strengths are. And honestly, these maps are just great. They don't have that many weaknesses. They're really good for CQB. Like on a map like Propaganda or Polar Market, I probably wouldn't run a sniper rifle, but Lumpini Garden or Sunken Dragon, you can get so many kills running a sniper. It's just, they're really good for all getting kills with all weapon types. It's just a great map pack. And I'd like to start off with Propaganda. As I said, I would probably not run a sniper on this map, but it's a really good map for CQB. It's also really team-oriented. If one of the teams is not aggressive, that will probably be the losing team. You have to be really aggressive in order to win on this map. And this map also has just a million amazing choke points and a billion amazing flank routes. If you try to pull off a flank and it works, it pays off tremendously. You'll help out your team so much, and you will get so many kills in the process. But this map does have a small Achilles heel, so to speak, and that would be the street in the middle of the map. It completely ruins the map flow. It just completely separates the battle going on. If you're on a really good team wrecking scrubs on B, then the scrubs will realize they're getting wrecked, and they'll start spawning on the other side of the map, taking over the other objectives, and then your team will be like, hell, we should go to that side to take over those objectives, and then their team will already have taken those objectives. They'll go back to your side, and then the ring around the rosy commences, and nobody actually ends up fighting each other. It's just a bad time. And I have a small solution to this. I don't know if this would actually fix the problem, or if this would just ruin the map flow even more, but I think it would help. Put a point in the middle of the map, maybe around where Kim Jong-un is, the statue is. It would make people have to fight in the middle of the map more, and it would probably give people a reason to actually come into contact with each other whenever this ring around the rosy commences. It's not a huge issue, but it happens way more often than not, and I just don't like it. The next map I have an issue with would be Lumpini Garden. Now, I don't have an issue with the base map at all. The base map is perfect. You can run a carbine, an assault rifle, a shotgun, a sniper rifle, a pistol, pistols only. I mean, I've went FN57 only before, 40 and 10 or something like that on this map, and it's the perfect map. It terraforms to any sort of playstyle you want. The problem I have with the map is the evolution. It pretty much makes the map long range. It forces you to stop using an SMG or whatever, and you start using a sniper rifle or a DMR, or to start sniping with an assault rifle or an LMG. It pretty much forces you to camp, because you won't be able to push up anymore, because there's just so little cover. And I don't mind the idea of a evolution that completely wipes out an assaulting force, because it's just way too easy to camp at the top of that train station, subway station. It's way too easy to camp up there, and just so many people will end up doing it. And so your team will you can't assault anymore, and their team will just start assaulting you, and they'll start winning, and you won't be able to actually use an SMG properly, because you won't be able to engage targets at that range. But they could have implemented it better, and two solutions I have to this would be to possibly make the mudslide form with the terrain better. So maybe make the buildings still large, not like super sunk, and make the hills still really hilly, so you can actually take a lot of cover behind them. And just pretty much keep a really similar amount of cover once the mudslide happens, but still make it look different and make it so that it wipes out the enemy force. It's just way too sniper heaven once the evolution happens. Or they can make it harder for the evolution to happen. They could make it so maybe you have to press 4 buttons instead of just 2 buttons. And then one of the buttons is close to one spawn, the China spawn, and the other button is close to the US spawn. And then that would make it so that one team can't just... They'd have to have like a person that flanks if they wanted the mudslide to happen. And then, you know, if your team is getting super wrecked, you can't just completely ruin the other team's fun by making it so that there's no more cover. You'd have to actually have somebody to go flank into their enemy base and try to then press the button in order to actually remove the enemy's opposition. It's just such a bad thing they did. But that's my 2 cents on these 2 maps. I will probably be doing Pearl Market and Sunken Dragon. Boy, I have a lot of bad things to say about Sunken Dragon. But see you next time. I'd like to thank my 1 viewer for watching this video. I love you. Have a good day. Comrade.